What do you do when the city you bleed for leaves nothing but shadows, and even the shadows start to kill? Rain falls like judgment. Hard. Relentless. You can taste the rust in it, smell the oil it drags from the rooftops. The city's always been a cage of steel and secrets, but tonight it feels like it's eating itself alive. The first body dropped 3 weeks ago. A man with debts to the wrong people, cut down and left sprawled across a rooftop billboard like yesterday's trash. Nobody cared. Not the press. Not the suits. Not even the church bells rang. But Bat Boy, he noticed. He always notices. And then the second. And the third. Each one higher up. Each one closer to the clouds. Like the killer thought heaven would hide him. Detective Ramos didn't want a partner. Not one in a cape, not one who lurks in alleys and frightens kids. He's tired, lines etched into his face like maps of every corner this city ever burned him on. But the chief shoved him into it. And the truth is, Ramos has run out of leads. So the two men stand on the rooftop of a hotel with neon bleeding through the fog, rain hammering the tar. A vigilante in black, a cop with a badge and breasts. Both staring at another corpse. Both trying not to admit they might need each other. Bodies? All tied to a smuggling ring no jury will ever touch. Men who bought their way out of punishment and straight into the grave. Bat Boy says.
It's revenge. Someone's sending a message.
Ramos answers.
Or maybe justice finally clocked in for overtime.
Ramos' revolver echoes against the rain as he shouts for Bat Boy to wait, but the vigilante's already gone, cutting through the storm like a blade. They're hunting the same ghost. And when they corner their suspect, just a man in a cheap mask with a blade still wet, it all comes apart. He laughs in their faces. Says he's just the messenger. Says the real killer sits higher than either of them will ever climb. Then he throws himself off the ledge before answers can fall out of his mouth. The city swallows him whole. Climax. Here's where the line blurs. The evidence points to the smuggling ring's kingpin, a councilman dressed in silk and smiling for cameras. Ramos knows the DA will bury him. Bat Boy knows chains of law snap when money pulls. So the vigilante makes his move. Slips into the skyscraper where the councilman sleeps behind bulletproof glass. The storm's still raging. Lightning makes every shadow dance. He raises his fist, ready to end it the only way he knows how. But Ramos is already there. Gun drawn. Voice breaking through the thunder. Bat Boy's jaw clenches. Rain runs into his eyes, stinging. He's been the city's executioner before. He'll be it again. The councilman smirks, smug behind his whiskey glass. For one heartbeat, everything stops. The city holds its breath. Then Bat Boy swings. Not at the councilman. At Ramos' gun. The shot cracks into the ceiling instead of a chest. And in that split second of chaos, the councilman bolts, disappearing into a maze of bodyguards and smoke. Both men are left alone in the storm. One breathing heavy through a mask. One clutching a badge that suddenly weighs 100 pounds. They stare at each other, lightning carving their faces in stark relief. The choice isn't clean. It never is. By dawn, the rain finally slows. The streets are slick mirrors, reflecting a city that doesn't look redeemed, just tired. Ramos files his report. It says nothing about vigilantes. Nothing about fists stopped in mid-swing. The councilman walks free, for now. The bodies on the rooftops. They'll fade into the city's long list of forgotten sins. And Bat Boy. He lingers in the shadows above, cape dripping, eyes fixed on the horizon. He doesn't trust the system. He never will. But for one night, he trusted Ramos. Trusted that maybe the city still has a pulse, faint as it is. Justice isn't blind here. It's bleeding. And every drop paints the rooftops darker. But maybe, just maybe, a man in black and a cop with nothing left to lose can keep it from drowning altogether. The city's broken. But it's still ours. The rain stops. The silence is louder.